Pairadigm. Welcome to Pairadigm. In this exciting game, you'll play on a board made of 60 hexagons. Each hex has a number from 1 to 10. Your objective is to match numbers on adjacent hexes to score points. Score higher than your opponent to win big. Find pairs of adjacent hexes with either the same number or with numbers that are one digit away from each other. But search quickly! You only have 3 minutes, and the rule for matching changes every 10 seconds. To make a match, simply tap on one hex and then tap on its adjacent partner. When you match a pair, they'll turn green. That's how you know you did it right. And at the end of each round, all the green numbers get added to your total score. So, the more matches you make in each round, the higher your score will be. Right, Nene? Yeah, good job, Perry. So, player, how about it? Are you ready to put your matching skills to the test in Pairadigm? Let's take a deeper look into how it all works. Welcome to Pairadigm. In the first round, you'll be matching pairs. They're my favorite, because two of the same number next to each other, like 2 sevens, well, they're easy to find. Look closely at the hexes on the board. When you see 2 hexes touching each other and they have the same number, it's time to make a match. To do that, tap on one of the hexes with the matching number. Then, quickly tap on the next hex to complete the match. If you do it correctly, both hexes will turn green, and you'll score points. The game will take the points you've just earned, and hold on to them for you, until the end of the round. Then it'll put all the green numbers together and add them to your score at the top of the board. Well, Nene? How'd I do? Perry, that was just perfect. But I'll take the next topic. In the second round, the rule is neighbors, which are adjacent hexes with numbers that are one digit away from each other. For example, the numbers 5 and 6 are neighbors. But so are 5 and 4. There's greater potential for matching with neighbors, which is why these are my favorite rounds. When you make a neighbor match, you'll tap on one hex, and then tap an adjacent hex, but this time it needs to have a number that's one digit higher or lower. When you successfully match neighbors, the matched hexes will turn green, and you'll earn points based on their sum. Incidentally, you can reuse hexes you've already matched to make more matches, but each green hex is only scored once at the end of the round. Remember, each round brings a new challenge and new strategies, so keep an eye out for the different types of matches you can make. Welcome to Pairadigm. Okay, let's talk about the multiplier boost. When you make 5 or more matches in a single round, you'll Nene? What if they don't understand what a round is? Good point, Perry. Before we continue, let's make sure we're clear on what a round is. In Pairadigm, the game lasts 3 minutes. Those 3 minutes are divided up into rounds, each lasting 10 seconds. At the top of the board, under the clock, is a yellow bar that counts the round down. During each round, you'll be focusing on a specific matching paradigm, or rule. The first round it will always be pairs, and round 2 will be neighbors. The rule continues to switch, in that way, after each round. Don't worry about keeping track. Just look above the game board if you forget. If you see me there, it's pairs. If you see Nene, it's neighbors. Either way, your goal is to make as many matches as you can for the rule of that round. Exactly. So, let's say that in round 1, you achieve 5 or more matches. Your multiplier in round 2 will be times 2. Then, in round 2, you get 5 matches again, so your multiplier for round 3 will be times 3, instead of times 2. But in round 3 you only get 4 matches. Your multiplier resets all the way to times 1 in round 4. You can check your current multiplier for the next round by looking at the display just above the board on the far right side. So get as many matches as you can in every round. Welcome to Pairadigm. Hey, let's talk about bonus rounds. Sure thing, Perry. But it's a complex subject, and we'll need to discuss a few other concepts before we can get to them. It's not complex. Here, I'll do it. Every time you Hold on just a second. Before we get into that, we're going to need to discuss hex colors. Oh. Yeah, I see your point. In Pairadigm, you may notice that the colors of the hexes play an important role in the game. For example, at the beginning of each round, all hexes on the board are orange. Okay, but when you pick a hex, the game lets you know which one you tapped by turning it blue. This is so you can tell if you made a mistake. Touch the blue hex again and it goes back to orange. Then you can start again. Right. And of course we've already talked about green hexes. Yeah. When you make a match, the matched hexes turn green. The game's just holding them until the round is over, so it can add them all up. Correct. But when the round is over, and the points are scored, what happens to all the green hexes? Oh, they turn red. You bet they do. Red hexes are special, because they help you to make matches that you otherwise wouldn't be able to match. Like in the corners of the board, you'll often find numbers next to each other that are stuck. Not paired, not neighbored, no way to get them out. Oh no! They'll be trapped in there forever and ever and ever. Not if you can make matches near them. Because the numbers on the red hexes change at the end of every round, adding a layer of strategy to the game. This means that the numbers on these hexes will be different in the next round, so you'll need to adapt your matching strategy accordingly. And this can really help you get to those corners. But why? What's the big deal about getting those corners matched? Well, I'll tell ya. The idea is to get all of the orange hexes changed to red. Because then, we enter the Scarlet rounds. I don't think I've ever played Scarlet rounds. During Scarlet rounds, all the red hexes on the board stop changing their numbers each round. Oh no! What about the poor corners? Well, when you make matches involving these red hexes, they transform into golden hexes. The golden hexes are now the ones that change their numbers every round, just like their red counterparts used to do. So why are Scarlet rounds any different than the regular ones? Because the scores you earn from matching hexes are now doubled. So I've leveled up. In a manner of speaking, yes. But what happens if I get all the red hexes to turn yellow? Golden. Looks yellow to me. They're golden. Well, aren't you fancy? Well, when the red hexes are all golden, you then begin the golden rounds. Only the best players ever reach the golden rounds. In these wondrous rounds of play, the hexes never change color, but they change all of their numbers every round. And all of your matches are scored at triple their original value. This presents an element of strategic thinking. Yes, they do. Yes, they do what? Yes, they do change color. When you pick a hex, it changes blue, and when you make a match, they change green. Well, of course. But then they all go back to golden after that. I know. Because as it turns out, I've played golden rounds before. See, when you match two tens, that earns you a bonus round. And you can really earn a lot of bonus rounds in 3 minutes. And when the 3 minutes is up, the game will show your score and give you a button to start your bonus rounds. And all bonus rounds are golden rounds, so everyone has a chance at playing them. That's right. Bonus rounds are a great way to really boost your score at the end, so keep an eye out for those tens and make the most out of them. Welcome to Pairadigm. Pairs, neighbors, multipliers. Scarlet, golden and bonus rounds. Well, I think we've covered it all, and now you know all there is to know about playing Pairadigm. It's a lot to remember. What if I forget something? It's okay. These tutorials can always be watched from the main menu. But what if I forget in the middle of a game? Then hit the pause button at the bottom of the board. The game has a bunch of hot tips that it shows on the pause screen that cover a lot of the things we talked about today. Oh yeah, I've seen those. Sometimes I have to quit the game, and I hit the pause button, and it tells me I can report my score and quit from there, so I don't mess up the game for the other player. That's very good sportsmanship, Perry. I'm proud of you. Nobody likes to have their game abandoned, but by scoring and quitting, you at least give your opponent some respect, dignity, and closure. Yes, I'm a good and courteous player. And how about you? Are you ready to challenge players from across the globe? To battle it out in this amazing arena of wits and speed? I wish you well. May your matches be swift, your scores be legendary, and your competitions be both fun and exciting in Pairadigm.